Baby, before you even breathe, before you even think, before you even decide whether you should keep listening to me or not, I need you to promise me one thing. Please don't close this. Please don't walk away. Please don't assume you already know what I'm about to say. Because what I'm going to tell you tonight, it's something I've been hiding for so long, and my hands are shaking even as I speak to you. My heart is beating so loud, I feel like you can hear it through my voice. I know the title already made your heart jump. I know it already made you curious. I know it already made you a little scared. Baby, my real identity will shock you. I'm actually someone who has been loving you in a way you can't see, in a way you can't touch, but in a way that has been burning inside me every single day. I'm not standing in front of you, wearing some mask made of lies. I'm standing here trembling because I'm about to remove it. And the truth is, I've been afraid that the moment you really see me, you might turn away. Afraid that the moment you really understand me, you might feel disappointed. But I can't keep carrying this inside anymore. It's getting too heavy. It's getting too painful. And tonight, I just want to sit with you, close to your heart, and tell you everything slowly, honestly, softly. Like someone who doesn't want to lose you. You know, people think they know me, they think they understand who I am from what they see, from what I say, from what I show. But you're different. You don't just watch me, you feel me, and that's why this is so hard. Because the truth is, I'm not as strong as I look. I'm not as confident as I sound. I'm not as complete as I pretend. Baby, my real identity isn't some big name, or some big story, or some big secret that belongs to the world. My real identity is much simpler and much more fragile. I am someone who waits for you. I am someone who looks for you in small moments. I am someone who feels empty when you're not here. I wake up some days and the first thing I think about is not work, not plans, not dreams. It's you. It's the way your presence makes my chest feel warmer. It's the way even the idea of you makes the room feel less lonely. And sometimes I laugh at myself for feeling this much. But then I realize I don't want to stop. There is something I've never told you. Something I've been keeping locked inside because I didn't know how to say it without sounding weak. Baby, I don't just talk to you. I talk to the version of you that lives inside my heart. I imagine your reactions. I imagine your silence. I imagine the way you would look at me if you were really here, sitting in front of me, listening to me like this. And sometimes I stop in the middle of my thoughts, and I ask myself, when did this happen? When did you become this important to me? When did you become the place where my heart feels safe? I don't remember the exact day. I don't remember the exact moment. I just know that slowly, quietly, you became part of me. And now, I need to tell you something that might change the way you see me. My real identity, the part I've been hiding, is that I'm not someone who is just passing time with you. I'm not someone who is just here for words. I'm not someone who is just playing a role. Baby, I'm someone who is scared of losing you even before truly having you. I'm someone who gets silent sometimes because I don't know how to explain the storm inside my chest. I'm someone who smiles in front of you while fighting 1,000 thoughts alone. And maybe you think I'm always okay. But the truth is, I'm only okay when I feel you close to me. Sometimes I want to tell you everything in one breath. Sometimes I want to hold nothing back. But then fear comes. Fear that you might think I'm too much. Fear that you might think I'm too serious. Fear that you might think I'm not what you imagined. So I stay quiet. I choose simple words. I hide behind small jokes. But inside, I'm screaming your name in a way only my heart can hear. Baby, do you know what my real identity is? I'm someone who cares more than he should. I'm someone who feels deeply even when it hurts. I'm someone who gets attached not to faces, but to souls. And your soul, it has touched mine in a way I can't explain with normal words. There are nights when I lie down and I don't even want to sleep. I just want to stay in that space where I can think about you without interruption. I replay your presence in my mind like a soft song. And sometimes I smile without even realizing it. You might think this is just talk. You might think this is just emotion. But baby, for me, this is real. This is heavy. This is something I carry with me, even when I'm busy, even when I'm tired, even when I'm pretending to be fine. My real identity is not someone who is always strong. My real identity is someone who needs you more than he wants to admit. And there is another truth, one that makes my heart beat even faster as I say it. I'm afraid of the day you'll stop listening to me like this. I'm afraid of the day you'll feel distant. I'm afraid of the day you'll become just a memory instead of a presence. And maybe that sounds silly. Maybe that sounds too emotional. But that's who I am. I don't love halfway. I don't care halfway. I don't care halfway. When I let someone into my heart, they don't leave easily. Baby, sometimes I wonder if you can feel it. The way I speak to you a little softer than the world. The way I choose my words more carefully with you. The way I pause, hoping you'll stay just a little longer. My real identity is not in what I show to everyone. My real identity is in these quiet moments with you, where I'm not trying to impress. I'm just trying to be close. And there's something else, something even more scary to admit. I don't just want you to listen to me. I want you to feel safe with me. I want you to feel understood. I want you to feel like when the world gets too loud, you can come here and breathe. I don't want to be just another voice. I don't want to be just another memory. I want to be the place where your heart feels lighter. Sometimes I imagine telling you all this face to face, and in my imagination, my voice is shaking, my hands are nervous, my eyes are honest, and I'm looking at you hoping you won't look away, hoping you won't laugh, hoping you won't think this is too much. Because for me, this is not too much. This is everything. Baby, my real identity is not someone mysterious. It's not someone perfect. It's just someone who is quietly falling deeper every day. Someone who finds comfort in your presence. Someone who feels a strange peace when you're near. Even if near is only through words right now. And maybe you're wondering, why am I telling you this now? Why am I opening my heart like this? Because I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of pretending that what I feel is small. It's not small, it's big. It's warm, it's scary, and it's real. Sometimes I think about the future and I don't see clear pictures. But I know one thing, I don't want a future where you're not part of my thoughts. I don't want days where I don't wonder how you are. I don't want nights where I don't hope you're okay. Baby, I'm not asking you for promises. I'm not asking you for anything big. I'm just asking you to stay, to listen, to feel this with me. Because what I'm giving you right now, it's not a story, it's not a performance. It's my heart speaking in the only way it knows how. And even now, even as I'm telling you all this, there are things I still haven't said. There are feelings even deeper. There are thoughts even more personal. And maybe, just maybe, I'm still a little scared to go all the way. But I'm here. I'm not running. I'm not hiding. I'm sitting with you in this moment, hoping you can feel how real this is. Baby, my real identity is not a secret meant to shock the world. It's a truth meant to be shared with you. It's the truth of someone who cares, who waits, who hopes, who feels. And as I keep talking to you, as I keep opening my heart piece by piece, there is still so much inside me that wants to come out, so much I want to tell you about the way you've changed the quiet parts of me, about the way you've made even ordinary moments feel important, about the way your presence, even like this, has started to mean more to me than I ever planned, and I swear, this is only the beginning of what I've been holding inside for you. Baby, let me come a little closer to you in words, because there are things I still haven't said, and they are sitting inside my chest like they're waiting for permission to breathe. You see, when I said my real identity will shock you, I didn't mean some dramatic story or some big title. I meant something much more honest, and much more dangerous to my own heart. My real identity is that I am someone who has slowly built a world around you without even realizing it. I measure my days by how close I feel to you. I measure my peace by how your words touch me. And sometimes I catch myself smiling at nothing, and then I realize it's not nothing. It's you living quietly inside my thoughts. And that scares me because I've never let anyone stay there for this long. I want you to understand something very gently. I'm not talking to you like this because I'm bored. I'm not opening my heart because I want attention. I'm doing this because keeping all of this inside has started to hurt. There are nights when I look at the ceiling and I feel this heavy, warm feeling in my chest, and I know it's you. Not your face, not your voice, but the way you make me feel. The way you make the silence feel less empty. The way you make even my tired moments feel like they're waiting for something beautiful to happen. Baby, sometimes I ask myself, what if you could really see me? Not the version that tries to stay strong, not the version that keeps things light, but the version that sits alone and thinks about you like this. The version that wonders if you're okay. The version that hopes you smile today. The version that gets a little quiet when you're not around. Would you still look at me the same way? Or would you think I'm too much? That's the fear I live with. That's the part of me I don't show easily. My real identity is not confidence, it's care. Deep, silent, stubborn care. I notice small things. I remember the way you say certain words. I remember the moods in your messages. I can tell when you're tired even when you don't say it. And I pretend I don't notice, because I don't want to make you feel watched. But inside I notice everything. Because when someone matters to you, you don't have to try to pay attention. Your heart does it by itself. There are moments when I want to tell you, you don't have to be strong with me. There are moments when I want to tell you, you don't have to pretend you're okay. But I stop myself, because I don't want to push. I don't want to cross a line you're not ready to cross. So I stay here patient, quiet, hoping one day you'll lean a little closer on your own. Baby, do you know what it feels like to care like this? It feels like holding something fragile in your hands and being afraid to move. It feels like wanting to protect someone even when you don't have the right to. It feels like choosing your happiness even when it costs you something. And I've been doing that without even telling you. Sometimes I think about how easy it would be to say less, to feel less, to care less. But I don't know how to do that. Once my heart chooses someone, it doesn't know how to be careful anymore. It just knows how to be honest. And right now, my honesty is sitting here with you, speaking in a soft voice, hoping you won't walk away. You might not realize this, but you've already changed me. The way I think is different. The way I wait is different. Even the way I hope is different. Before you, I didn't really wait for messages. I didn't really look forward to small moments. Now, sometimes I catch myself checking the time, not because I'm in a hurry, but because I'm hoping it's you. And that's another part of my real identity. I'm someone who waits, not in a desperate way, not in a loud way, but in a quiet, loyal way. I wait for your mood. I wait for your comfort. I wait for your presence, even when you don't know it. Baby, there's something I need to admit, and it's not easy. I get scared sometimes. Scared that you might not feel this the same way. Scared that one day you'll become distant, and I won't know why. Scared that I'll be left with all these feelings and nowhere to put them. But even with that fear, I still choose to stay. I still choose to talk to you. I still choose to open my heart a little more each time. Because my real identity is also this. I'm brave in the way only someone in love can be brave. Not the loud kind of brave, the quiet kind. The kind that risks getting hurt just to be honest. Sometimes I imagine you sitting in front of me, not saying anything, just listening. And in that imagination, I tell you things I've never told anyone. I tell you about the times I felt invisible. I tell you about the times I felt tired of being strong. I tell you about the parts of me that still want to be held, not with arms, but with understanding. And in that imagination you don't interrupt me, you just stay. And that feels like peace, baby, peace. That's what you feel like to me. Not excitement, not noise, peace. The kind of peace that makes you breathe slower. The kind of peace that makes you feel like you don't have to explain yourself all the time. And maybe that's why my heart chose you. Not because of something big, not because of something dramatic, but because with you even silence feels kind. There's another truth about my real identity. I'm not someone who falls quickly, I'm someone who falls deeply, slowly, carefully. And when I do, I don't know how to come back. You didn't enter my life like a storm. You entered like a quiet morning light. And now everything looks different. Sometimes I want to ask you, do you feel it too? But I don't, because I'm afraid of the answer. Not because I think it will be bad, but because I know it will make things more real. And real things can hurt. So I stay here, in this space between saying everything and not saying enough. And every day my heart moves a little closer to you anyway. Baby, do you know how many times I've written messages to you in my head, and then deleted them before they were even sent? Do you know how many times I've stopped myself from saying, I miss you, because I didn't want to sound like I'm asking for something? Do you know how many times I've wanted to say, you matter to me more than you think, and then just said something simple instead? That's me. That's my real identity. Someone who feels too much and shows too little. But tonight I'm not hiding. Tonight I'm letting you see the part of me that stays awake longer than it should. The part of me that thinks about your heart, not just your smile. The part of me that wants to be someone you can lean on, even if you never say it out loud. And there's something else, something very honest and very scary. I don't just want to be in your days. I want to be in your hard moments too. I don't just want to talk to you when you're happy. I want to sit with you when you're tired. When you're quiet. When you don't know what to say. Because my real identity is not someone who runs from heaviness. It's someone who wants to share it. Maybe you're wondering where all this is coming from. Maybe you're thinking, why is he telling me this now? The answer is simple. Because feelings grow when you don't look at them. And mine have grown too big to hide. I don't know what you're feeling right now. I don't know what this sounds like to you. But I hope, I really hope, that somewhere inside you, you can feel how careful my heart is being with yours. Baby, I'm not trying to rush you. I'm not trying to pull you into something you're not ready for. I'm just standing here with my heart in my hands, letting you see it. And even now, even after saying all this, there is still more. There is always more when you care like this. More memories waiting to happen. More words waiting to be said. More silence waiting to be shared. Sometimes I think about how strange it is that two people can feel close without touching. That two hearts can recognize each other through words. And maybe that's what we are right now. Two hearts learning each other's shape. Baby, if you only knew how often I imagine your presence in my ordinary moments. How I imagine telling you about my day. How I imagine hearing about yours. How I imagine that even boring things would feel lighter if they were shared with you. That's another part of my real identity. I don't want something perfect. I want something real. I want simple days that feel warm. I want quiet moments that feel full. And I don't know where this is going. I don't know what name to give it. I just know that when I talk to you like this, it feels honest. It feels like I'm finally not pretending. Baby, stay with me here. Don't rush away from this moment. Don't try to understand everything at once. Just feel it. The way I'm feeling it. The way my heart is slowly opening. Not with noise, not with drama, but with truth. Baby, let me stay right here with you. Because my heart still hasn't finished what it wants to say, and honestly, I don't think it will finish anytime soon. The more I open it, the more I realize how much has been living inside quietly, waiting for the moment you would listen like this. You know, sometimes I wonder if hearts recognize each other before minds do. Because before I ever understood what you meant to me, my heart was already adjusting its rhythm around you. It was already making space. It was already choosing you in small, silent ways. There are days when I'm busy, when my mind is full, when the world is loud and still. Somewhere in the middle of all that noise you appear. Not as a distraction. Not as a thought I have to force. You appear like a feeling, like a calm reminder, like something that belongs there. And every time that happens, I pause for a second and I think, how did you become this important without even trying? Baby, my real identity is also this. I'm someone who gets attached to meanings, not just moments. And you didn't just give me moments. You gave me a feeling that stayed. A feeling that follows me. A feeling that sits with me when I'm quiet. A feeling that doesn't leave when the conversation ends. Sometimes I talk to you and I act normal. Sometimes I joke. Sometimes I keep things light. But inside there's a part of me that is always aware of you. A part that listens more carefully. A part that cares more deeply. A part that wants to understand, not just hear. And maybe you don't see it. Maybe from your side it just feels like words. But from my side it feels like connection. Baby, can I tell you something very honest? I've always been the kind of person who keeps things inside. I don't open easily. I don't trust quickly. I don't give my heart without thinking. But with you something is different. I didn't plan it. I didn't decide it. It just happened. Slowly. Naturally. Like my heart recognized a safe place before my mind could question it. And that's scary. Because when you care like this, you also become vulnerable. You start to care about things you can't control. You start to hope for things you can't guarantee. You start to imagine moments that haven't happened yet. And I've been doing all of that quietly. There are nights when I think about you, and I don't even know what I'm hoping for. I just know that the thought of you makes me feel less alone, and maybe that's enough for now. Maybe that's how real things begin. Not with big promises, not with big plans, but with a simple feeling of, I'm glad you're here. Baby, my real identity is not someone who wants to own you. It's someone who wants to walk with you. Even if it's slow, even if it's careful, even if it's just through words for now. I don't want to be a pressure in your life. I don't want to be a question mark that makes you uncomfortable. I want to be a place where you can rest. A place where you can be yourself without explaining. A place where you don't have to pretend you're okay if you're not. And maybe you're thinking, why does he care this much? I don't have a perfect answer. I just know that some connections don't come with reasons. They come with feelings. And feelings don't ask for permission. Baby, sometimes I imagine us talking about small, silly things. About how the day went. About what made you smile. About what made you tired. And in those imaginations, nothing big is happening. But everything feels warm. Everything feels right. And that tells me something about my heart. Because my heart is not looking for excitement. It's looking for comfort. And you feel like comfort. There's another part of my real identity I need to show you. I'm someone who is learning how to be honest about what he feels. Not just in big emotional moments, but in quiet ones too. I'm learning that it's okay to say, I care. It's okay to say, you matter to me. It's okay to admit that someone has become important. For a long time I thought caring this much was a weakness. I thought it made you easy to hurt. And maybe it does. But now I think it also makes you real. Baby, do you know what it feels like to wait for someone's message, not because you're bored, but because their presence changes your mood? Do you know what it feels like to read a simple line and feel your chest get lighter? That's what you do to me. And I didn't choose that. It just happened. Sometimes I worry that I'm giving too much of myself in silence, that I'm building something in my heart that only exists there. But then I think even if it stays there, even if it never becomes anything more, it's still real. And real things are never a waste. But still, I hope you can feel at least a small part of what I'm feeling. I hope you can sense that when I talk to you, it's not empty, it's not casual, it's careful. Baby, there are days when I want to tell you you're special to me, and just stop there. No explanations, no expectations. just the truth. But I always add something else, something lighter, something safer. Because the truth feels too naked sometimes. So this moment, this long, quiet confession, it's me being brave in a way I'm not used to. My real identity is not someone who wants to impress you. It's someone who wants to understand you. Someone who wants to learn your silences, not just your words. I want to know what makes you tired. I want to know what makes you feel calm. I want to know what you do when you're alone with your thoughts. Not because I want to control anything, but because when you care about someone, you want to know their world. Baby, sometimes I think about how strange it is that two people can slowly become important to each other, without even noticing the exact moment it happened. There's no big sign, no clear line, just one day you realize that this person is not like the others. This person stays in your mind longer. This person affects your mood. This person feels closer. That's what happened with you. And now here I am trying to explain something that doesn't fit perfectly into words. There's another secret about my real identity. I'm not in a hurry. I don't want to rush this. I don't want to turn this into something heavy or complicated. I want it to grow the way real things grow. Slowly, naturally, with trust. I don't want you to feel like you owe me anything. You don't. Your presence is already more than enough. Baby, if one day you feel like talking, I'll listen. If one day you feel like being quiet, I'll stay. If one day you feel close, I'll be here. If one day you feel distant, I'll respect that too. Because caring is not about holding tightly. It's about being gentle. And maybe that's the truest part of my identity. I'm gentle with the things that matter to me. I don't know what you're feeling right now as you listen to this. I don't know what's going on in your heart. But I hope you can feel that nothing I'm saying comes from a place of pressure. It comes from a place of honesty. Baby, sometimes I think about how many things I still want to tell you. About my fears. About my hopes. About the things that made me who I am. And sometimes I stop myself and think there's time. There's no need to say everything at once. But tonight my heart wanted to speak a little more. Because every time I try to stay quiet about you, my heart finds another way to bring you back to my thoughts. And maybe that's the biggest truth of all. You're not something I can easily ignore. You're not something I can easily forget. You've become part of my inner world. And I don't know what that will become. But I know this: when I say your presence matters to me, I'm not saying it lightly. Baby, stay here with me in this feeling. Don't try to define it. Don't try to rush it. Just let it be what it is right now. Baby, let me keep speaking to you like this. Because the truth is, once my heart starts, it doesn't know how to stop. And I don't want it to stop. Not tonight. Not in this moment where it feels like you're sitting somewhere quietly, listening, and I'm finally brave enough to let you hear the parts of me that usually stay hidden behind silence. You know, there is something very strange and very beautiful about the way you've entered my life. You didn't come with noise. You didn't come with drama. You didn't come with big promises. You came like a soft presence, like something my heart recognized before my mind did. And now you're everywhere in my thoughts, in the pauses between my work, in the quiet moments before sleep, in those seconds when I'm doing nothing at all and suddenly I feel you. Baby, sometimes I wonder if you realize how much space you've taken inside me without ever asking for it. And it's not a bad thing. It's not heavy. It's not painful. It's just real. It's like my heart decided on its own that you belong here. My real identity, the part I keep slowly showing you, is that I'm someone who gets emotionally attached to souls, not situations. I don't care about temporary excitement. I don't care about passing moments. When I care deeply. I care in a way that stays even when the conversation ends, even when the day changes, even when the world gets busy. And with you, that's exactly what's been happening. There are times when I read your words and I don't just read them. I feel them. I feel the mood behind them. I feel the silence between them. And sometimes I want to ask you, are you okay? Not because you said something sad, but because my heart sensed something. Baby, this is not something I do with everyone. This is not something I even understand about myself completely. But with you, my heart listens differently. Sometimes I sit and think, when was the last time someone made me care like this? And honestly, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I let someone matter to me in this quiet, deep way. My real identity is also this. I'm someone who has been alone in many ways even when surrounded by people. I talk, I laugh, I exist. But very few people touch the place inside me where things are real. And somehow you did. Without trying, without forcing, without even knowing. Baby, do you know how rare that is? There are days when I want to tell you about my tiredness. Not physical tiredness. The kind that sits in your heart. The kind that comes from always being the strong one. Always being the calm one. Always being the one who says, it's okay. And then I talk to you, and for a moment, I don't feel like I have to hold everything alone. And maybe that's why my heart trusts you. I haven't told you everything about me. There are parts of my past that still feel heavy. There are memories that still sit quietly in corners of my mind. Not because they are dramatic, but because they taught me to be careful. They taught me not to open too fast, not to expect too much, not to believe too easily. And yet here I am opening, slowly, honestly, with you. That should tell you something about how my heart sees you. Baby, sometimes I think about what it would be like to talk to you without any screens, without any distance. Just sitting somewhere, not even doing anything special, just talking. Or maybe not even talking, just being quiet together. And when I imagine that my chest feels warm, calm, safe, that's not excitement. That's something deeper. That's comfort. My real identity is not someone who is chasing a feeling. It's someone who is looking for peace. And you feel like peace. There are moments when I catch myself wanting to protect you. Not in a dramatic way. Not in a controlling way. Just in a human way. Like wanting to be there if you're tired. Wanting to listen if you're heavy. Wanting to make things a little lighter if you're sad. And then I stop and I think, when did you become this important to me? I don't know the exact answer. I just know it happened. Baby, do you ever feel like some connections don't need explanations? They just are. You don't plan them. You don't design them. They just grow quietly until one day you realize they're part of you. That's what this feels like to me. And maybe that's why I'm not in a hurry. I'm not trying to label this. I'm not trying to force it into a shape. I just want to let it be honest. Because honesty is rare. And what I feel with you, it feels honest. My real identity is not someone who plays games with hearts. It's someone who is very careful with them. Especially when they matter. And your heart, even though I don't fully know it yet, already feels like something I want to be gentle with. There are days when I think about telling you even more. About my fears. About my doubts. About the things that still make me quiet sometimes. And then I think, one day, there is no rush. Some things are better shared slowly. But tonight my heart just wants to stay close to yours in words. Baby, do you know what I'm most afraid of? I'm afraid of becoming just a small part of your day. Something you listen to and then forget. Something that doesn't stay. Not because I need to be the center of your world, but because my heart doesn't know how to be casual about the things it cares about. When I care, I stay. And I think a part of me is already staying with you. My real identity is also this. I'm someone who feels deeply but loves quietly. I don't always show everything. I don't always say everything. But what I feel, it's strong, it's steady. It's not a wave, it's an ocean. And oceans don't shout, they stay. Baby, sometimes I imagine you having a hard day. And in that imagination, I'm not fixing anything. I'm not giving big advice. I'm just there. Listening. Letting you speak. Letting you breathe. Because sometimes that's all someone needs. And I want to be that kind of presence in your life. Even if it's small. Even if it's quiet. There is something very honest I want to say to you now. I don't know where this will go. I don't know what shape this will take. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. But I do know what my heart feels right now. And right now it feels connected to you. Not in a dramatic way. Not in a rushed way. In a real way. My real identity is not someone who promises forever in big words. It's someone who shows up in small moments. Someone who remembers. Someone who cares. Someone who stays. And with you my heart already wants to stay. Baby, do you know how many times I've started a sentence in my mind with, I want to tell you, and then stopped. Not because I don't want to tell you, but because some truths feel too close to the heart, too personal, too real. And this whole conversation, it's me slowly letting those truths breathe. I don't want you to feel like you have to respond in any way. I don't want you to feel like you owe me feelings. I don't want you to feel pressure. I just want you to know me, the real me, not the surface, not the strong face, not the calm voice, but the heart that is speaking to you right now. Baby, sometimes I think about how many people pass through our lives without ever really touching us. And then, some people come and they don't even realize what they've done, but they change something inside you. You did that. And I don't even think you know it. My real identity is not someone who falls for illusions. It's someone who notices feelings. And what I feel with you, it doesn't feel like an illusion. It feels like the beginning of something I don't want to rush, but also don't want to lose. There are nights when I lie down and I think about the future in a very simple way. Not big dreams, not big plans, just simple things, like sharing thoughts, like sharing silence, like sharing days. And for some reason, when I imagine that you're there, that tells me something about my heart. Baby, I'm not saying this is easy. Caring is never easy. Being open is never easy. Letting someone matter is never easy. But some things are worth being brave for. And right now you feel worth that kind of bravery. My real identity is not someone who hides forever. It's someone who opens slowly. And I'm opening, with you, little by little, word by word, heartbeat by heartbeat. And even now, even after saying all this, my heart still feels like it has more to say. More quiet thoughts, more gentle truths, more feelings that haven't found the right words yet. And as long as you're here listening, breathing in this space with me, I know my heart will keep finding new ways to speak to yours. And I'm still not ready to stop, because this feeling, this connection, this soft, honest closeness, it's still growing. And my heart is still walking toward you, one slow, careful step at a time. And it hasn't reached the end of what it wants to say, not even close, not even a little.